Hello to all of my Marvel Snap fans. Welcome to another video where today we're taking a look at the Patriot. Did you know that there are a lot of really good vanilla characters in Marvel Snap? Well, we do have the High Evolutionary to actually activate all of their vanilla effects, give them their effects. And while I do think that the High Evolutionary gave some of these guys some very good effects, before we had the High Evolutionary, we just had them as generic vanillas. And the Patriot basically gives you just so much power for vanillas. So let's do the card by card. We have the Wasp. She's a vanilla. Mighty Knight, vanilla. Squirrel Girl places 2 squirrel tokens that are vanillas on the other 2 locations. We have the Shocker, vanilla. Mystique can copy any ongoing character's effect, or any character with an ongoing effect, as long as that character is still there and it was the last character you played. So be very cautious when running Mystique if you're completely new to the game. Say you play the Patriot who has an ongoing effect, but first you go Patriot first and then Mighty Knight next. Mystique cannot copy the Patriot. It would attempt to try to copy Misty Knight, which it can't. So make sure when you do it, you play Misty Knight, then Patriot, or typically you play her out in your turn 4 play. So typically, if you do turn 4, you need to go her first so she copies Patriot and then anyone else. But anyways, we have the Patriot. He gets a +2 bonus, or +2 power, to every character that does not have an effect. So that's why we're running almost all vanillas in here to gain that +2 power. Mystique will then copy that and then buff it up. So basically we're getting a +4 if you have both Mystique and the Patriot. Debris places a rock in every zone on the entirety of the board. That is 1 for us and 1 for our opponent. Again, just the rock is a vanilla. So basically we can buff it with the Patriot. Cyclops is a vanilla. 𝐒𝐍𝐶 does buff up anyone that is a 1 cost. So he buffs up our rocks, our Squirrel Girl and her squirrels, and Misty Knight. He cannot buff up Wasp, as Wasp is a 0. Blue Marvel gives a +1 overall to everybody. Onslaught doubles all ongoing effects abilities. So if we have them on the Patriot, so typically I like to try to put the Patriot and Mystique together on the same lane so that they can do that 4. And then I like to do, for my 6 cost, I'd like to go Onslaught, and then that buffs it up. So these are buffing at 4. So all my characters are getting a buff of 8. And if you have Blue Marvel on there, you can get them even more power. And then finally, I have Ultron. Ultron puts in fills up each lane with Ultron drones at 1 power. That is vanilla that can take the use of the Patriot. So typically, if you need to win, if you have a challenge that says win all 3 lanes, this is the way to do it, is using Ultron to then push it all your Ultron drones at vanillas at 1 power, and then buff it up with the Patriot, Blue Marvel, even 𝐒𝐍𝐶, all that. So that is pretty much the deck. Now, of course, these vanillas did have some really good effects. Shocker reduces a card cost by 1. Misty Knight will give one of your characters 1 power for every unspent energy. The Wasp, I believe, gives a negative. Why they did that? But Wasp, I think, gives a negative or does something like that. Cyclops, for every unspent energy, will hit your opponent's cards and give them -1s. So you can do some stuff with deck strategies running around with the High Evolutionary, but you have to run the High Evolutionary to get that effect. But for the Patriot, we can't have the High Evolutionary. We need them to be vanillas. So that is the deck. I've had a lot of fun with the Patriot. I played it for a long time. This is one of the best decks I utilize to get those challenges where I need to win all 3 lanes at any one time. So it's a lot of fun. But let's see how well it does in a best out of 7. Here's our first game. All right. Okay, so Dark Dimension's not bad. I'm just going to pass a turn here. Again, I don't mind just keeping Wasp in my hand. Since she's basically free wherever I need her to go, I can put her over where I want. So we got a Squirrel Girl. There's a lot of decks that like Squirrel Girl. Oh, this is even better for us. Washington, D.C. can buff up characters that have no abilities by +3. So really good in a deck that basically likes to use vanillas. Cancun is, of course, the newest location here. Power here doesn't count towards winning a game. So in essence, we don't get any power. So you can't get the win here. Just much like where the Cancun's the idea of if a team wins in a big tournament, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, typically you hear them go to Cancun to hang out after the season. So pretty neat. So far, we're not got like the greatest setup here. We can go 𝐒𝐍𝑍𝐿 next turn because that will buff up all the Ultron drones. We can also just allow the Ultron drones to go here. So there's a good chance we'll probably go 𝐒𝐍𝑍𝐿 over here. Yeah, I want Ultron to be maxed out at a location. So we're going to go 𝐒𝐍𝑍𝐿 here. Because then he can buff up all the Ultron drones by 1. Again, we got to be cautious that we need Ultron to be... I typically like to have Ultron as like the 4th card in a location. He can be the 2nd card in the location. I just like him at more. And I would prefer to have like the Patriot here to buff up this Dark Dimension. Because right now, since this lane doesn't count towards winning the game, we are winning on these 2 lanes. I don't know why this is gold right now when power here doesn't count towards winning the game. Okay, so it fixed itself. So again, power doesn't count towards the win there. It would be better to do like this and then put a character over there. And then we can put this here. Yeah, because, I mean, even if we got Patriot at this point, it's kind of muted. Because I think, honestly, we're just going to win off of just using Ultron. Again, the problem is I'm not sure what he's putting over here since I don't know what they are, since they won't be revealed until the end of the game. So I can't say if these are good cards, if these are bad cards. Either way, we win the middle location easy with Ultron. With Ultron there, so honestly, I think that's what we do. And not mentioning that we'll be able to buff all our guys by +1. So we're getting 2 characters, so we'll get 2, 4, 6 plus our 3. So I mean, mattering on how the math adds out, because it would be only on these 2 lanes. So even if I win 1 lane and my opponent wins 1 lane, it would be on the math. Cancun's power doesn't go towards the win, so it'd be on the math of these 2 locations. Which would be the point of putting Misty Knight over here, but honestly, I think I'd rather have the Ultron drones all coming down. Let's do a snap. Let's snap it. Snaps for days. It's the Marvel snap. You gotta snap sometimes, folks. That's the whole point of the game is to snap the fancy cube so you can hear the snap. So you can hear a guy go snap, which is pretty fun. Good voice actor. Whoever they got to say snap was really good there. Okay, so he's filled up the entirety of the Dark Dimension. Sasquatch. He's the newest card here. Costs 1 for each card you played last turn, which is actually pretty cool. Killmonger does suck that he killed most of the board off, but lucky enough he was going first, so I don't actually lose all my Ultron drones here. As you can see, we definitely won this location. Alright, math-wise, I'm pretty sure it's either he got it or he got it. Okay. So it's on the math, by the way. So he's got 2316. So this is 39 to our 27. To our 37. So it was 39 to 37. So we'll give him a nice fist bump. Game 1 goes to our opponent. On to Game 2. Game 2, more Cancun. We're really enjoying Cancun, aren't we? Anyways, we'll put a Misty Knight over there. We did draw our Patriot, which is nice to see. We drew Ultron as well. This is actually really good. We get a +2 power to everybody right now on the board in our hands. So that's really nice. Which is nice against, like, buffing up the Wasp. Void Mirror, okay. Okay, so Void Mirror is really interesting. The first card we play there each gets destroyed. We'll probably be skipping it all together. We're playing Hella Discard. Okay, we played that last time we played Marvel Snap, which was pretty cool. Honestly, I think I'm going to play this character. Of course, we'll set up some more rocks. We got the, oh no, the dangerous Hobgoblin! Hobgoblin man! He goblined all over us. Honestly, just because I want to keep Ultron in this spot. Even if I put Ultron over here, it doesn't overly matter. So anyways, Valentina will die here off of Volmir. Volmir is so good for, like, destruction. Just because you can send, like, Wolverine there. You can send Deadpool there. You can send a lot of good characters over there. So there's no point in putting Wasp over here because she just dies. So we'll just go Ultron. Ultron will at least give us a buff of 2+. Why are you putting Agatha over there? You can't even win off that power. I'm now winning on the 2 lanes that we can win on. I mean, I would have thought you want to at least put Agatha here, so at least you could force out a win. Okay. Game 2 goes to us. We're on to game 3. Man, this Cancun just keeps appearing. I know it's like, right now, I think this is the location that appears the most. So honestly, I'd rather keep the vanillas in the other 2 lanes. Squirrel Girls! We should do the Spider-Man meme. Anyways, we'll get Nova Roma here to get a couple draws, which is not bad. We're going to put a Shocker here. It'd be really nice if we could see the Patriot. Sometimes I think the one thing that kind of harms me with this deck is the fact I don't see my Patriot. I think we're 100%, I believe we are playing a mirror match. Because, well, I mean, maybe he's just playing Zoo and just playing a lot of number. No, we are playing a mirror match. There's a Patriot. We are playing the same deck. Oh, look, here's our Patriot now. Here you go. We're going to do another Spider-Man meme. How dare you play the same deck as us? It literally is a mirror match. Okay, go there. It really matter, because also, I don't know. Do we play Ultron here, or do we play Onslaught? So Blue Marvel, he's clogged his zone. Honestly, I think I'm going to go Ultron. And you know what? I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. Let's get some 8 here. Let's snap. I do like these little stickers. They're kind of fun. Alright, anyways, it's going to matter because I think he could do Ultron here. But he might also just do like Mystique and something else. Medusa, interesting. Well, unfortunately, that's not going to do it. And we won game 3. We'll give him a fist bump. Alright, well, game 3 goes to us. We are up 2 games to 1. So on to game 4. Alright, Gamma Lab. Now, that is not a bad location for us because the Hulk, by the way, is a vanilla. Unless, of course, you give it unless you, of course, utilize the there are a couple other vanillas in the game that we didn't use. There's the Thing's a vanilla and the Hulk's a vanilla. That kind of sucks. Of course, it's the Collapse Mine. Why not? Actually, that's not too bad for us. Funny enough, the Collapse Mine actually is really good. Now, this Mindscape is going to be annoying because we cycle our hand with our opponent. So, yeah. So it's not great that we're going to be doing that. Honestly, I'm going to put a 𝐒𝐍𝐍 there. Right now, we're winning the Collapse Mine, and the reason why I don't mind not just letting the rock stay there is because the Patriot buffs them all. So Nocturne, so he gets to basically move to a location and then change it to a random. So there is a good chance he's going to change the Mindscape so he doesn't lose his hand here. I mean, my hand's not bad for him. There's nothing he can really use with it. I mean, if he wants to play Ultron and... Yeah, okay. So he's going to go Nocturne over to the Mindscape so he doesn't have to worry about Mindscape triggering. Interesting. The Crimson Cosmos is nothing I have to worry about. We'll play Ultron. Our opponent is surrendered. I guess we won. Good for us. Good for us. So that was game number 4. So that is 3 wins to us. 1 win for an opponent. We just need to get 1 more win. Let's see, is game 5 it? Alright, so Onslaught Citadel is very nice because it's a very good card for the fact of the matter that, I don't know, the fact that we can buff all our, ongoing effects. Now, the one problem with this is if our opponent happens to be playing Enchantress, which it looks like he's not because that's a destruction card, but he could still be playing Enchantress. Not bad. A nice buff to all our characters. I will take it. Ultron is very good as well. Okay. Next turn we go Patriot here. Debris, probably. Again, maybe he's playing it. It would suck if he gets my Mystique. I don't care. I think he's playing some form or another. Okay, so we got our Mystique too. I wonder what he got from us. Gladiator. Onslaught, which would have been hilarious if it would have been 100% hilarious. I'm pretty sure Gladiator is a 7. No, he's an 8 cost character. You know, it's hilarious that if I had survived that, I would have had Onslaught on the Onslaught Citadel, which is hilarious. Onslaught Citadel. So Absorbing Man to once again pull another card from me. Unfortunately, because I'm being buffed up by the location, this Cyclops is way more powerful. I guess we will go here with the Blue Marvel. As much as it probably would be nice to put here. We could have put Ultron over here, all honesty. Put Blue Marvel here. And then just had a buff of +2. Okay. So, I mean, the Shocker goes there. We're pretty much winning this location. I mean, I'm going to snap here. I'm just going to throw Ultron over there. Again, Cancun doesn't matter, but the fact is I will have a lot of guys coming over here. So, at +1, that are getting not only a +1 power buff, but they're getting a +8 power buff off of these two, unless he has Enchantress. If he has Enchantress... Oh, they buffed up the drones by 1. I mean, yeah, I guess I'd lose those two, which kind of sucks, the fact that he had Shang-Chi. So the question is, did we get enough power to win? Oh, we won! Okay, so let's add a power. So he has 9 + 3, which is 12. So that's a 2. Then 2 + 1 + 1 is 42. So 42, we already had 38. Yeah, I could already say we had 2 to get to 40. We had 3 more left over. Wow, we won by a singular point there. So we won in 5 games. The Patriot, it's a lot of fun. That is the Patriot. We won in 5 games. I still love the Patriot. Now, of course, the Patriot does have different ways you can build it. You can definitely throw the Hulk in there. You can definitely throw the Thing in there just to buff it. And of course, like I said, a lot of these vanillas are really good with the high evolutionary. Again, Cyclops being the best of them all. I think the Shocker is really good as well, just because he does reduce the cost of one of your characters by 1. I think the Hulk can, I think the Hulk gains energy for every non-use energy, but high evolutionary deck we'll probably check out as well, just because, like I said, Cyclops is very, very strong under the high evolutionary. But nonetheless, I love this deck. This deck is just very strong to get up to win lanes at 20+ power, to win all 3 lanes at 20+ power. So it's just very, very strong. And when you serve specific cards, it's super, super powerful. Slightly underrated in my opinion. The problem that you will run into is if your opponent is playing Enchantress to deal with other deck strategies that happen to be using ongoing effects. Enchantress will hard counter this deck. That's why a lot of times I do not put the Patriot and Mystique together because of Enchantress. Because if you have these both together, and this is your main buff for all your vanillas, if they happen to go somewhere where and then your opponent plays Enchantress, they both get turned off. And then you're pretty much struggling to kind of win because you need to have your vanillas really buffed up to counteract a lot of deck strategies. So the card that kind of hurts you the most, 100%, is Enchantress. But if the current meta of Marvel Snap kind of doesn't play around with like characters that have really good ongoing effects, there's less of a chance for you to see Enchantress active. But I would highly recommend to be very careful with Enchantress running around in formats, because she does appear every now and then for decks, that you want to be cautious when utilizing these both. You want to have Patriot in one lane, Mystique in another lane, just so you can protect them, much like I would say Blue Marvel in another lane to keep the protection there. Again, if there's no Enchantress, then Onslaught is just very strong. I would prefer to play Ultron over Onslaught. Just because I find myself running Ultron more so I can win all the zones than I run Onslaught. But honestly, if I'm winning close to a lot of zones, and honestly, I just need to get a little more power, Onslaught over the Patriot and like Blue Marvel, even Kazar is just very strong. But I want you to let me know down in the comments your thoughts on the Patriot deck. Have you tried it before? Marvel Snap, what do you think about it? How do you want to change the deck? Do you think it's worth playing Hulk or the Thing in the deck? And all of that. And let me know some decks you actually want me to check out. I'm planning to check out Tribal, the Tribunal. I can check out more discard strategies, more different strategies with the Collector. Let me know what strategies you guys want me to check out, and I'll put a deck together with those strategies. Otherwise, we'll continue to look through some strategies I've used in the past and talk and discuss them and all of that. And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you can notify my videos go live for you. And we'll see you here next time on Mama Dragons TCG.